Hey guys, Triptych here, and this is game 3 of today. Although I don't know if it'll be the third video that I post from today. And Admiral Nat has just dropped his Admiral's Edition version 1.02. Admiral's Edition is a mild upgrade to version 3.27, mainly focusing on quality of life improvements, tooltips, and a handful of small tweaks, things such as Borg mix tech, gaining some new options, and I think the Romulans have a new support warbird, some very minor tweaks. He's going at it gradually and making sure every step is balanced along the way. So let's see. This is Starmaster Prodigy, Drazon, and Jokar versus Warp Core, Chips, and Limon. And I know Prodigy chose Borg, and you can see here in this version he has the profiles that explain to you what your resistances are. He's also changed movement value tracking. I believe 10 movement in the old system is 3 movement here, which is why that's 21. That's a 70 move speed. It's a little bit difficult to keep track of. Okay, he's going straight for Klingon mix tech here. And this being not Triptych's mod, he doesn't use vinculums, he uses collective connections instead. His allied Drazon, oh, and now that there's a Borg miner out, this is an optimized Borg. His allied Drazon is a Martok Klingon. Got his field yard, he's getting his mining. In 327 and Admiral's Edition, you have more starting resources, so it's a little bit less of a tight crunch in the beginning of the game. And their ally Jokar, right? Yeah, Jokar is, I guess, looking at options. He's reading up on all the options available to him now that there is much more advanced... Oh, that's nice. Oh, I like that a lot. We've been talking about how the best way to make it so that you can like detect, you can find your starting moods if you're on a map that you're not familiar with. So this must just be interesting. I might do something like that as well. We copy off of each other sometimes. One thing I know he did do is, oh, you're kidding me. Did he build this then? One thing I know Admiral Nat did do is he reduced the vision range of a lot of civilian ships like constructors and freighters. So Jokar is proxy platform Antares yarding Limon's base, which is kind of brutal. Limon, honestly, Romulans are the least changed in Triptych's mod from 327 in this version, so like the Griffins will do pretty well. Although he still has to get his research institute out. There's your mining, but just doing the build, and I think he took a minute to look at his stuff, so he's actually it's gonna be very nasty. Jokar is really gonna have that. You'll also notice Admiral Nat changed the color slightly, so like the purple is more of a Romulan purple, and the blue is more of a indigo. This was Chips. Chips is a, oh yeah, I'm assuming this is Halev Romulans, right? Yeah. He also renamed the Griffin to the Kellyan class. So that's Lev Romulans. This is Chips. Chips is Martok Klingons, and he's getting a forward field yard. And finally, Warp Core, right? Yeah, Warp Core, who is, how can I tell? I guess I need a yard to tell if he's Halev or Muriel. Yep, he's Halev. The Romulans. So a lot of people, like, since this is, yeah, you see there the vision range on that miner is really low. Oh, I see, but it reveals. Huh, so it has a longer vision range for when it's looking for moons than it does for anything else. Yeah, that's interesting. I think if I code something like that, I might make it even longer range than that. I'd make it like artillery or strategic range, because I personally really don't like having to search for moons. Let's see if it like lights up when this goes around it. I think that's what happens, right? Oh, maybe it's on a delay. There it goes. Yep, you see? So probably every couple seconds this is firing a sensor thing that detects the moons. I like that. My personal preference, I feel like everybody, like, You should just be able to see every moon on the map from the beginning of the game and see where it is. I haven't coded that into Triptychs mod because it's a bit tricky if people are playing with Shroud on. Like I said, I really don't like not knowing where the resources are. Just because it causes unnecessary stress to new players, and any experienced player is just going to have it memorized anyway. Okay, going around the loop. The Borg, I'm guessing they've gotten nodes level 1. The Klingon mix tech, I'm not sure which one that is. Is that the dodecahedron turrets? I think it is. But yeah, he's getting an uplink. He's got 17 CC, so he could afford a Dode right now if he wants it. Drazon, oh yeah, I guess it's not Triptychs mod, so when he goes random race, he doesn't get Dominion. Getting 1 Kadouj, getting his mining up. Say mining station's a lot cheaper in this version than Triptychs mod, and also you get more starting resources, so it's a lot more easy to pick up early stuff. Down here, I guess Limon has probably discovered what's happening, and he's like, you know what? You have nothing. I don't even know if Chassis 1 is done. Yeah, he was like, you can't stop me. And in this version, Sabers don't get a bonus against freighters, so they're much weaker. So he's like, well, fine, I'll just take your expansion, and that's pretty clever. It's going to be difficult for either of these guys to get more miners over here, although 2 mining stations generates 2 miners. But you really do want to put that closer to the moon, though. Like, that's a weird placement. So down here, there is a Saber rating. It's going to take a while. However, it's not Triptychs mod, so Romulan miners only have 13 defensive value, which is incredibly low. So there is a Griffin or a Kellion. Is that his first? I think it is. Oh, he built a single Rian first. So that'll be able to chase off the Saber when it comes out. And we'll see. Yeah, I wonder if he goes for a yard or a mining station or something over here. There's Chassis level 1 going up for Jokar, so he'll have the ability to get Monsoons and Trepids out. In the middle, Drazon is doing a bit more now. He's got his Kadouj, he's going for his armory, he's getting Vorchas. And across from him, Chips has actually expanded more forward. He's got, I think these might be his first, okay, he's got 1 Quebec, he's about to have a Quebec and a Cavort. So he'll be at 3 combat ships. In these versions, Klingons are very dilithium focused, so that this dilithium moon is actually very important to these 2 players. So the armory coming up is gonna, I mean, once he gets those Vorchas, they're gonna be able to cloak out against these Quebecs and Cavorts, and they'll take reduced damage from the Cavorts. In the top, Griffins from Warp Core. Griffins being a torpedo ship means that they struggle against a lot of other stuff, but against the Borg, they're totally fine. Okay, there it is. I was gonna say, so Starmaster Prodigy has built a relay Dode, and I believe the Klingon mix tech, yeah, graviton relay. So basically what this does is it gains the ability to drop a turret. Instead of becoming a turret, it also has the option to drop it. The idea is it can continue to function after dropping it. In the previous edition, they found that they were a bit overpowered, so in this version, Admiral Net has limited them. There is a cap on graviton relays equal to the number of Dodes you have with relay modules, which means he has 1 Dode, he can only build 1 relay. Of course, you could place the relay and then turn this into a relay if you just want double turret. But the intention, as he stated on the forums, is just that, well, in the Discord, the intention is that you would just place the relay and then run away with this sucker. And just have that be like you place relays continuously. Okay, there's the armory for Chips. He's, like I say, he's going to have the, okay, he's actually canceled here. So he got a Quebec, so 3 ships from Chips. I mean, they can cycle through this battle yard. He's even getting allied repair, although I don't know if he has a, I don't know if there are, oh shoot, when did this decloak? Well, that Cavort's taken a pounding. What is even damaging it? Oh, it took damage while it was decloaking, so its shields didn't come up. So it actually still has full shield hit points, but it can't bring them online. That is brutal. You can do that if you like start boarding something or start shooting it while it's decloaking before its shields come up. If you're really careful, you can actually prevented shields from ever coming up. And that's more of a problem with Klingon cloaks than it is with Romulan cloaks. The Romulans decloak so quickly. So yeah, Drazon properly prioritizing this miner instead. Now this graviton relay can only shoot the closest target. So right now it can only shoot this mining station, but it's gonna shoot the mining station slowly. And this Dode has a bit of firepower. It's not Triptychs mod, so it's dealing 70% increased damage to small ships. So it is going to be pretty nasty against these cavorts, or these Quebecs. But they can't really do anything against this relay. Oh, actually, I just realized. Oh, yeah, okay. So this miner's probably going to die. Although he could just repair it now. So, like, there's not really anything that the chips can do against this. But he's also, it's going to take a long time for this to actually threaten him. And in the meantime, I guess he just puts, he puts damage on the Kadouche to try to chase it off. Yeah, nothing's going to die here until a Vorcha comes out. That's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a big game changer. And then this Vorcha has not even started yet. Oh, there it goes, I think. Yeah. Oof. 105 seconds to build this sucker. So this Vorcha is going to be shooting that entire time. I think Chips is in trouble because he stalled out on that Vorcha start for so long. It's a very die-heavy ship. So yeah, still nothing dying, but eventually... Oh, wait! The cap? Doesn't the cap work? Hang on, hold up. What's going on? Oh, I think I know what it is. Maybe. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think the cap... Oh, no, there's another one. There was one. Yeah, so this is part of it. When the cap is equal to the number of Dodes you have, all you have to do is build a second Dode, and that Dode could be back at your home base, but your cap went up so you can drop a second turret. So here come the Romulans. There is allied repair on this yard, which is going to be nice. Okay, good. But it's gonna be rough, especially when that Vorcha comes over, Drazon. But okay, yeah. Now the Griffins or the Generous are firing, and they are correctly prioritizing. Now, the Dodes that have a relay module have super high defense when they're in Dode mode. I think this was just so they didn't get sniped because they're more expensive. But it does mean that they are very hard to kill. And once this turret kills that, now both turrets are going to be shooting here, although you can see he can you can just position your ship so that they only take a bit of damage. And honestly, 30 offense is not that much. Like, I think he probably would have had a more devastating situation here if he had actually turned his first Dode into a relay before there was enough firepower to stop it, because then he would have had a relay, it would have killed off the battle yard, and that would have left Chips in a very rough spot. Yeah, you see here, though, this is going to be the problem, where there's going to be so much damage coming in that it's going to exceed the repair rate of this yard. And you're just going to have trouble unable to repair. Yeah, shooting the Dodes. I'm sorry, you can't, you're not going to kill the Dodes with their 44 defense. But I think these relays cost supply to place, so you can at least get those. Well, that's the thing is, these turrets, when you kill the turret, and we were saying that the problem is probably 60 defense is too much, but when you kill the turret, the Dodes are at full energy again. So the moment the turret dies, I hope that special ability costs a bunch of supply, and they'll rip through his supply. But yeah. Okay, shoot, I missed this. Okay, so Limon actually didn't build a base over here. He just built one mining platform. He continued to build Griffins, and he's coming now. There's a bunch of Intrepids, which take reduced damage from the Griffins. And the Sensor Jammer, I don't think it does damage in 327 in Admiral's mod, or like Admiral's edition. It doesn't do very much, so it's a lot weaker in this edition than it is in Triptychs mod. Well, a fair bit weaker, a little bit weaker. It makes a difference. He did get, he got one weapon disable off of that. Did he kill the Constructor? No, the Constructor got in. So he's raiding here, but I don't think Limon is killing anything. Oh, did he just kill a Saber maybe, or maybe a Monsoon? He killed something. And he's actually doing a good job staying out of this Pulse platform's range, but He's not getting additional ship production. He's still on one base, and this is only one miner. You've really got to get more miners over there. It's probably even worth it to like build a second mining station and then decommission the second mining station just to get a second miner on that moon, because the mining stations are so cheap in this version, and the mining income is so important. So in the middle, Chips finally got his Vorcha, and it looks like they cleared up those turrets. The Dodes are going north. Oh no. Warp Core. Now Warp Core, actually, yeah, he's got the extra Tritanium moon, which in this version is completely useless because nobody needs that much Tritanium. What you need is Limon needs to be mining from his dilithium moon. Although if these guys need any Warp Core could give them all the Tritanium they ever need. Now the generics are good here. They're a solid choice. They're a bit, I mean, they're not super cheap. They're cheaper in Triptych's mod. But that's going to change in the next version because they're going to have projectile weapons and everything. But they're not bad against what Warp Core or what Prodigy is doing here. He's spamming Dodes. He's got 4 Dodes. They're large ships technically. No, they are medium, but the turrets they drop count as large. They deal bonus damage to small, which is not the generics. So like it's a bit rough that he got caught out here. Because these guys, so 30 movement speed is 100 movement speed. In the other version, yeah, there's the 3 turrets. So they're going to kill this station. Oh, that's dangerous. They might physics block the entrance. And they get a volley on any ship going into it. Oh, that's rough. He didn't get it, but that's very scary. Placing them right at the entrance to the yard. People can do that in my mod with the Bortus, I guess. The Bortus turret. So basically anything that goes to repair in this yard is going to take about 150 damage on its way into the yard. Oh, I see. Well, he can still cycle through the yard and it will take a volley. So it'll protect the yard. But I think the yard's going to die. I'm sorry. You're going to have to come up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Still 9 generics, about to be 10. And then 11. Like, I think you win this. I think you beat Prodigy. Over here, Drazon still getting his Vorcha, getting a heavy weapons platform. I disagree with that. I think you wanted to get a heavy weapons platform on this moon. Because now Chips is not wasting any time. He didn't even put a second miner here, which he doesn't need a second miner. Yeah, he's only got 1 miner here. He's actually prioritized. Yep, he did. He moved a miner down to his dilithium because he looked at these as like Klingons in 327 and Admiral's edition. They don't need Tri. They really don't need Tri. And even if he does, he can ask Warp Core for about 3,000 Tritanium. So he's realizing all that matters right now is maxing out his dilithium income. That's what happened here. He had 2 miners on each, and he moved 1 down. And he's got 3 miners over here as well. So he is pumping out three dilithium moons worth. He's got 2 battle yards building Vorchas. He's in a pretty good spot, and I don't think Drazon can oppose him, although this heavy weapons platform keeps it pretty safe. In the top, though, Prodigy trying to board this yard. You can just cancel the ship and cancel the yard. Oh, a Generix died. Yeah, you got to be careful with that repair command. Oh, they're going for the Dodes. I guess that makes sense, because like the turrets you don't even care about. Oh! That's interesting. I'll explain that in a minute because this is really important. Okay, so the Dodes, what's their movement speed? So their movement speed is 100 in regular terms. The Generix is 100. So everybody's the same speed, which means these ships back here can never shoot. That's dangerous. So now that they know that, like, the Generix really need to get behind the Dodes next time in order to threaten them more. And you need to give move orders instead of attack orders. Okay, he got 1. I think he might get another, though. So this is very bad for the Dodes. And this being not Triptych's mod, those collective connections are gone forever. You can't get them back. So I think Warp Core has decidedly won this fight. Although it's going to be really rough because he's sending back damaged Generix to repair, and this one's going to catch in a queue, and it's going to be getting shot at the whole time this one's repairing. Oh, they do have the ability to miss, though. That's good. So, oh, yeah, there's another one. So now there's 3 Dode relays, but the thing is, they can't drop anything while there's 4 turrets here. Man, what's the range on these? Are these long? Oh, they are. So it's going to be rough getting rid of these. In fact, these might even strip all this away. But, I mean, he doesn't need the tritanium mining. He doesn't care about this at all. Yeah, so Warp Core can just keep cycling through. And Chips, that's even... Yeah, okay, I was going to say, that's a ballsy move on Chips' part to move out from his center expansion, because Drazon's just going to come over and kill everything with his ships. I didn't see what Chips got done, and I wonder if Prodigy has gone up to nodes level 2 yet to get faster collective connection income. So, oh, yeah. It's just a matter, it's just, dangerous, it's all about the mischance. Oh, it got it. Ow. Yeah, because these torpedoes, they don't do regular damage. They can hit or they can miss. So like the yards are like free hit points as long as these ships keep cycling. That one's dead. That one's going to die. Oh, no, maybe it won't. You got to get further away from the... Ooh. Got a subsystem hit. That saved him. Oh, yeah. Now he comes in and kills them. So, yeah, as soon as he does, Prodigy can build these. I don't know how much supply these cost, but he is running out, and he can't get supply. And Klingons hate supply, too. And Jokar has not built a lot. He still only has 1 miner. Did he get raided? I'm sorry, I haven't been watching this fight down here, but he has 1 dilithium miner on his home moon. Oh, yeah, he's queued up. Okay, so he did get raided. And he's mining tritanium. I wonder if your allies could give you any. No. So it looks like in the bottom, the sort of slap fight between Jokar and Limon. Oh, okay, he built more turrets. He's really invested heavily in this. Because didn't he lose a turret earlier? No, he didn't. But still, 4 turrets here. This got killed. This miner got killed. This is part of why in Triptych's mod I allowed you to build star bases with, for cheap without guns, because you could build a star base over here and then you could just get some freighters onto this moon. As it is right now. Oh, he did. Never mind. Well, Limon just passes some freighters by and just goes mining. So that's going to really help his income, because he's been on 1 dilithium moon this entire time, and your income is lower in this version than it is in Triptych's mod. Oop, yep, he tried to go for the heavy weapons platform and lost it. These guys have their special? No. Oh, these do. That's scary. Yep. Ooh, he didn't get an engine hit or a weapon hit, though, so that one's going to escape. I don't think you need to. I think you guys are winning, because what the right-hand team don't realize is Starmaster Prodigy is about to run smack into a wall of his starting supply. Like, he's got some supply stations, but once he builds the next set of platforms, yeah, that was rough. That was a bit too aggressive. Oh, yeah. It's because the Vorcha special. The Vorcha special is fantastic. It disables subsystems, but that also means that they'll take damage and they can get damaged. So you get damaged engines and damaged weapons. And since they do hull damage and they disable subsystems, they have a chance to do hull damage to the subsystem, which puts it straight into the destroyed state. So that's what's so scary about the Polaron Torpedo. The Vorcha Special is one of the scariest abilities in the entire game, because it can just crush a target. Oh, and the right-hand team are GGing, but you haven't lost. You really haven't. Like, Limon has Griffins. Warp Core has Generics. Chips lost some stuff, but he still has Vorcha. Like, you don't lose this fight, necessarily. Oh, got that boarded. That stinks. Oh, right. So something I was going to say earlier, just to come back to. This was really clever over here. So Starmaster Prodigy had 3 he had 3 turrets that were shooting at the station. But what he did was he boarded the station with his Dodes. When you board something, they become an invalid target for your other stuff. So because he was boarding the yard, the turrets stopped shooting at the yard. Since the turrets stopped shooting at the yard, they were free to shoot the next closest target, and they were shooting at Generixes. So that was a very interesting thing. If you happen to have a turret next to an enemy yard, and your turret is just shooting that yard over and over, and you want the turret to shoot other things, once the shields go down, you could board the yard. It's easier as Borg because obviously Borg don't have to lower their shields to board something. But like if you were another race, you could just like take one of your ships and start boarding that yard, and then the turrets will stop shooting the yard, and the turrets will start shooting ships. I'm actually kind of pissed at you guys. This is stupid. You could have had a fight, even if you were going to die, even if you were going to completely lose. You should have gone in and had the fight so that I could have a nice video to record. So the next time you guys complain about me taking 3 months to upload videos, I'm going to tell you this. Well, you guys make better games for me to record. Here, we'll hit AI takeover. No, that's not going to do anything. I really did want to see this fight. These 5 turrets against the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 generics. And the Vorchas and the Griffins. I mean, the Griffins did kind of just suicide, but probably because people were already GGing. Like, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there were like 6 or 7. So it would have been like 7 Griffins, 11 generics, and like 4 or 5 Vorchas. And Jokar has no forces to commit, so I mean, yeah, there would have been a lot of hit points, but the thing is, even if they placed the relays and you killed the relays, they wouldn't have enough supply to replace them, I don't think. That depends. Or, you know, they could have placed all the relays and then the right-hand team just leaves, just flies away. But yeah, we got to see some of the dynamics of a more 3.27 style of game. You see the Borg have to play more defensively because they... Their collective connections go away whenever they lose a ship. And you see a little bit more focus on the core ships like the Vorchas and the Griffins. Generics are a bit of an unusual one, but they worked out because they were going against Borg. Is someone still in this game? Ha! Starmaster Prodigy's the one still playing. He really wanted to do the 5 turret drop. Okay, so he did actually have enough. So what was that? About 100? So it's 20 supplies to drop a relay, I think. I'll ask him about that in a minute, but I think it's 20 supplies. Well, I appreciate you showing this. Although the AI has split up all of these generics, so they're not going to come in properly. The other thing is the generics does have a special in this version that has a 30% chance to disable weapons. It's not a good chance, but when you've got 11 of them, you basically guarantee a weapon disable against something. So, you know, you can... I think it probably requires weapon subsystem to drop the relay. So maybe if you decloak and just like zap one of the Dodes, it loses weapons and it can't drop its relay. I'm not sure about that, but you can certainly do it for things like Vorcha that are trying to escape. You get like 2 or 3 generics and you use their special. And it also does damage. It doesn't do much damage. It's like 30 damage, I think, maybe even less. But hey, times 11, that's 330 damage. If that is what the number is, so that wouldn't be bad either. Alright, I think the AI isn't going to engage here, which is tragic, because I really would have liked to see that fight. But I'll still upload this video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Triptych signing off.